If you've played Overwatch, you might already know that this is Ana, and you might already know what she does in this game. Really though, she's pretty faithfully recreated as a MOBA character with all the highs and especially the lows that she experiences in her shooter origin. She follows the usual sniper character design of multiple long and thin skill shots, and instead of Ana's basic attacks being able to heal allies, she has a skill shot for healing, which prevents the biggest headache of hitting a member of the opposing team than intended with a shot. However, she retains the problem of still not hitting the right target sometimes with both of her sniper skill shots. Her trait is interesting as it's probably the most indirect implementation of an FPS mechanic into the MOBA style. But first, the passive effect, which is just her usual damage over time as seen in Overwatch, but it's stackable up to 5 times, and the amount of stacks on all enemy units will passively heal Ana since she can't heal with healing darts. The healing can be pretty okay if she can keep up a lot of stacks on multiple targets, but if she can't, then she has a hard time staying alive. Nothing too offensive, it scales okay, but it's not like crazy damage, and the Storm talent only increases it by 50%. But the active part of her trait is an aim down sights. This slows Ana and increases the range of healing and sleep darts, as well as allowing them to pierce one target for 2 total hits per ability. Though, it doesn't increase her attack range in base kit, and instead she needs its Storm talent to do so. Her Q is Healing Dart. It's a kinda thin and pretty long skill shot that heals the first allied hero it hits, first 2 if she's in aim down sights. The talents that come with this ability in the later levels allow it to function pretty okay as a healing ability, and in tandem with the rest of her kit is just fine. I don't know, man. This character is alright as a healer. It's a moderate skill floor for a moderate reward. There's just not much to talk about. Dart goes out, target gets healed. Sometimes you'll hit the wrong target because your allies don't stand where you want them to, and sometimes you'll miss because your allies are dodging your heals, but this character isn't just a cup of lukewarm water. She's got some stuff, I promise. Starting with her W even. So, if you don't already know what Biotic Grenade does in Overwatch, well, I'll just tell you and then we'll have a quick trivia session. In Overwatch, Biotic Grenade is a throwable grenade that splashes on contact with a surface or a hero and boosts the healing of allies and removes the ability for opponents' hit to be healed. What could this ability possibly do in Heroes of the Storm? Could it be A, the exact same thing, B, pretty much the same thing? Yeah, it's the same thing. But this is kind of messed up in a MOBA, right? Like, tons of games have options to reduce healing by a chunk for a short time, so something that can negate it completely can definitely create some interesting opportunities. It's still a skill shot, and it doesn't last forever, so I don't think it's something I would even be urgently changing were it up to me. It kind of depends on the opposing healer. Like, remember Alex and her W? Well, you can toss a Biotic Grenade right on top of it before it pops to completely nullify the ability. And that's pretty good in a team fight. The more sustained a healer's output is, the less effective this single ability is. Or, also stated as, the more burst healing an opposing healer has, the better this ability gets. None of the talents for Grenade are super strong. The best I would say is anti-healer, since it helps more against the heal over time healers. Her E is pretty okay. It's a perfectly normal sleep dart with an appropriately difficult skill shot. Same as Healing Dart, it sleeps the first target hit and the first 2 if in aim down sights. Damage over time effects applied before the sleep don't immediately wake them up, so you can stack on them, and if your damage dealers have strong DOT, then it becomes a more effective ability. Or if you have burst mages that can take time to get in range to take out the squishier targets you can hit. The talents for this ability generally help the most, since it can increase the effectiveness if the target gets woken up immediately, which will just happen sometimes. Her ults are pretty cool, I suppose. Nano Boost is pretty alright. It helps with the whole burst mage thing I mentioned earlier and can pop a friendly hero back into the fight since it restores a chunk of mana as well as speeding up the basic ability cooldowns. It's pretty reliant on your target's ability to pop off at the right time though. Eye of Horus is a creative ability, though not always extraordinary. It anchors Ana in place and lets her fire 6 rounds that pierce everything but enemy structures, that heal a little bit more than a healing dart does, and a small chunk of damage to enemies. It's fine, but in practice it's hard to hit more than 2 or 3 targets at a time, since team fights are more of a rounded shape than a straight line, so I can't usually recommend taking it. The global range is nice if you expect your team to need healing all the way across the map while you're not there. I really do wish I could tell you that there was some obvious oversight when they made this character, but Ana is just so underwhelming and uninspired for a character in this game. The only talents I feel like needed to be pointed out are active reload, which can give her a whole bunch of burst healing instantly, and dynamic optics, which gives Ana enough attack range to siege structures from outside their own attack range. But since the only option for winning fights is to immediately target the healer, these both get shut down handily when everything goes to plan. I don't have anything else here, except it just goes to show that this game is ridiculous and that Ana is just underwhelming, even though she's generally good and situationally very good.